Let's see, what deck are you using? Double Devouring, 2 Tracking, Breeders, Phalin. I see, so kind of the old list then, pretty much the old list. 2 Devouring, okay. Yeah. So yeah, let's get started then. So this first one, let's see. So you mulliganed away all 3 of this. Makes sense. You only want to look for the vicious leader spear, the baby naga, and the scribe and the weapon and the naga sprite. Same thing as before. So mulligan here is good. Okay, this is your starting hand. Okay, nice. You drew the weapon. So first turn you played tracking. That's right. Oh, oh, you also have Okani. Okay, I see. Almost missed the Okani there. Sure. So among these cards, it would either be Okani or Teacher. I think I would go for Okani here, but both options are fine. Okay, you went for Breeder. Hmm. I guess it's okay. Like you went for Breeder, so you have a play on turn 2. I don't really like it because Breeder is just a weak card, but not an outright mistake. I would say it's still okay here. So let's keep going. Okay, so come turn 2, play Breeder. Okay, so here's kind of the mistake that you did before. So when you play Breeder here in the early turns, you always try to pick the Saber. Okay, because Saber is the one that is playable, and then Mountain Bear is gonna be like a turn 7 thing. So you kind of
Okay,
made
D.
this mistake before in the past as well, so you should definitely pick the Saber here. I mean, good that you didn't pick King
Yeah,
Crush
hold one
anymore.
sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I want to say that I intentionally did not pick Saber because I don't want more than one Saber.
Ah, okay, okay. So it's true that you don't want more than one Saber, but when you're forced to play the Breeder like this in the early game, you just always pick Saber because Saber is the one that's playable. And looking at your
Okay.
hand, you have the Harpoon Gun, you have Pet Collector, you can pull out as many Sabers as you need. So there's really no worry with picking the Saber here. And picking the Mountain Band instead will just have this sit in your hand for many turns, and really just not ideal. Saber is the best pick here. But I guess at least good job for
Okay.
not
Now you're gonna.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. You're gonna see me do this multiple times. In fact, every time I don't pick Saber, so you don't have to beat me over the head with it.
Oh, okay,
Just
okay.
say, don't pick Saber and go on.
Okay.
But
So
no, I
at
understand
least
what you're saying.
you're not
But
picking
you're
King
gonna see
Crush
it a lot.
anymore. At
All right.
least you're not picking King Crush anymore. Okay, so we go on. So turn 3 here. Equip the weapon. Good. Don't swing, right? Very good. Very good here. So perfect turn 3. Okay, and he does that. Then okay, fail in here. And then you swing, very good. So make complete sense. It's the old combo, fail in and then weapon. And you're gonna hope for a good beast. Ooh, okay, so Zilok is a demon, Neptulon is neutral. Only Kolak is beast, so I hope you pick Kolak here. Let's see, very good, you did pick Kolak, excellent. Okay, and then you use Devouring Swarm. Okay, so here's a slight misplay. So I understand you wanted to use a Devouring Swarm to clear it, which is completely sensible, it makes sense. But you kind of messed up the order. Okay, so what happened here, you sent Devouring Swarm first, and then you swung into it with your weapon. And then what happens here is you took the Kolak shell took extra damage. It's now a 0-3. It didn't need to take damage. You could have attacked with your weapon first and then Devouring Swarm. And then your shell would still be a full health 0-8, which is much better. So kind of a misplay in the order here. Okay, so you should have swung first and then Devouring Swarm if you wanted to make this play. But the uh, best play on this turn was actually not even playing the Kolak, but actually playing the Pet Collector. Okay, so let me explain. So over here, you already seen that these two aren't beasts. So you, in a sense, you don't really want them. Neptune, you're gonna hold until 10 mana. It's kind of useless. Zilok can be useful at 7 mana, so you might want this one. But over here, you have a much better turn. So after picking Kolak, this turn at 5 mana, you could just play Pet Collector. You would pull out the 1 Saber, send the Saber in, and then you could play Devouring Swarm if you want to get a second Pet Collector, just for the value to pull out the other Sunken Saber. Or you could not use Devouring as well and just Pet Collector, Saber into the null, and then Weapon into the null for full clear. And then with your weapon, you can pick the Sunken Saber for 1 mana, and then that's gonna be your next turn. You're gonna have Call Out next turn, plus the 1 mana 4/3 Sunken Saber, and you're gonna pull out one of your big beasts, which I think it's a much better play than just doing the Call Out Devouring Swarm over here. Okay, but you went with this, it's fine. So here I assume you pick either Silak or School Teacher. And moving on. Okay, so you pick School Teacher. So you played School Teacher. So this is strange again. I would say Pet Collector is just the biggest board because it's a 4/4 and a 4/3. And if you're not dropping the Pet Collector, you're kind of missing the points on the deck. Because like Pet Collector is one of the key cards of this deck. It pulls out Saber, and then there's your cheats and stuff. Like because it's 5 mana and then 4/4 and it pulls out another 4/3. Just huge value card. So it's kind of weird that you went 2 turns without playing this one. So I'd say it's another mistake here. But not too huge. I assume you went for School Teacher and then Scribe, which is good because you used up all your mana. But as you can see from the board, the Pet Collector would have left you with a bigger board state, which is actually much better. Okay, and there's even consideration to play Revive Pets for the Kolask, but that honestly isn't the best play since you're just gonna end up floating a lot of weird mana and stuff. And the 6/5 is not really the largest thing on board and is mostly a defensive minion anyways. So moving on, turn 7. Okay, here you picked up the Saber. Wait, what spell did you pick on the Nagaling? I guess I don't know yet. Yeah, so here quite a few plays. So 7 mana. Depending on what spell you picked, I guess it might be a combination of Pet Collector. No, Pet Collector is unplayable now because you put the Saber. So maybe it's a Saber Nagaling Revive Pet or just Mountain Bear here. Those would be the 2 plays. So you went for Saber and then the Nagaling, which is. What was the Nagaling? I guess it was the Dragon Bane shot, seeing how it went. Yeah, okay, so use it to break the Divine Shield, that makes sense. Send the Saber in, trade it with the 3/2, very good. Revive Pet into the Kolas. Okay, very nice. So very nice turn here. 0 mistakes on turn 7, actually perfectly done. Good job. So we go on to turn 8. Okay, turn 8 now. And you wanted the Saber to attack something on. Okay, so for the early turns. I see. Okay. Yeah, I guess Control already explained the value of the Saber. Sure, so moving on, so now turn 8. You drew into Tavish, so you just played the bear. Okay, in this case, right, this is where your reasoning will make sense. Okay, so of course we don't play Tavish because we can't get full value of the secrets just yet. So here you play Mountain Bear instead of Pet Collector, which is the right thing to do here because Mountain Bear is bigger, and also here you can apply the rationale that the Sunken Saber won't be able to rush into anything. So here is the right thing to do the Mountain Bear, and maybe do the Pet Collector on a different turn when you could get the rush value in. So this turn is where your reasoning earlier applied, where you wanted the Saber to attack something on board. Over here is where it's gonna work out because the Mountain Bear is just the stronger play now, and the Pet Collector without rushing the Sunken Saber becomes the weaker play on this turn because of you can play the Mountain Bear straight away, and you did that, so very good. And okay, you played Scaps. Then let's look at your turn now. Turn 9. Assuming it's just Tavish to get explosive, and maybe also the maneuvers or some kind of ice trap. Okay, so you pick explosive, I assume, which is good. No maneuvers here, unfortunately, so it should most likely be an ice trap. And then you could play weapon and swing, very good. And then I assume you can pick up. So here, hopefully you didn't pick the saber, and hopefully you pick the Zilak or the Neptulon now. There's no point in picking the saber here because you have the Pet Collector to pull it out. So you want the Zilak or the Neptulon in hand instead. Okay, very good. So you went with the Neptulon. Very nice. And looks like, oh wait, here. Oh, here looks like a misplay. So here you went for the Pet Collector. And then you swung, and then you played the Nagling again, the Dragon Bane shot. Another Nagling. Hmm. Okay, I guess it's hard to call this outright the wrong play because it's very good board setup here. It's very strong. But the alternative play could also just be to drop Neptulon down and clear both minions for free. So that leaves you with a 7/7 and two 4/2s. And what your play has is left you with also a pretty good board. So yeah, I wouldn't say this was a misplay at all. In fact, this play pushes the some damage to face, and you might also hit the King Crush, which would be a lot of damage to face. So yeah, so I wouldn't say there's a mistake this turn, just an alternative play, which worked out pretty well. Yeah, so I guess both plays were viable here. Pretty good. And then this time, I assume you pick Zilak. And let's go for the next turn. Okay, you went Whirlpool. You pick Zilak. Okay, looks like a perfect Zilak here. Very nice. And then you hero powered. Very good. Very, very nice play. His turn, he plays Tess. Oh, he hits the Whirlpool. Oh, wow, he's so lucky with his order. He's so lucky with his order here. Like, because he has Whirlpool inside, right? So, he was lucky and got Whirlpool off before he got his minions and the buff. So this is just him being super lucky on the order. And then, oh man, I guess you're gonna have trouble dealing with the 8/12. So yeah, Okane here. So you played the taunt. And then you broke the Divine Shield. Okay, hang on, this turn is a bit tricky. Let me think about it for a moment. So this is a bit defensive. It's gonna get the swing in. You can do this next turn. So if you play it now, it'll be at 4/12. You're at 20 health. Mm, okay, this one is kind of tricky. I'm not sure what the right play is. So you went for Mountain Bear Dragon Bane Shot, which is okay. So you went for a defensive play with the bear, and you proc the Divine Shield, which makes complete sense. The other play would just be to play Neptulon and send them both in. And that play it's a bit more risky because you're gonna leave 11 damage on board with 20 health. So yeah, I wouldn't say either play is correct here. It's more of a preference one on this turn. So this play is more defensive. Personally, I would have went for the Neptulon, just so that I can deal more damage to Tyrion and kind of have more stuff on board that's of a threat to him. So I would have gone for Neptulon, the kind of more offensive play. Yep. So this play here, yeah, not wrong. It's just a more defensive one, and I would have preferred the more offensive one with Neptulon. I think Neptulon also gives us more outs, like more chances to win. So let's see. Oh, he drew the double stab. I guess this is just almost over, eh? Yeah, I guess it's just over here. So you top that revive pet, play revive pet. You didn't find the bear. Uh, yeah, I guess it's just over here. Just too much on board. And then you just did to the Tyrion swing. Yeah, so I guess the big mistakes were all in the early game. In the back was all completely fine. This Neptulon turn was just a preference thing, not a big issue. But the mistakes were all in the early game, I suppose. Such as the breeder here, I would have picked the saber because the bear is just a really slow play. And then also the turn 5 here, where I would have played Pet Collector to start pulling the sabers out. And that's pretty much it. So I guess the big message to take away from this game, from this from this game is just to get your sabers out as quick as possible. So pick saber here, and on turn 5 here, Pet Collector and get your saber out. So whenever there's a good chance, just get your saber out. The saber is your key card in the mid game to cheat out your big minions with your weapon and your Pet Collectors. So definitely get them out as soon as possible. This is really good stuff. Like, no worries, man. You totally earned it for always being on stream. Okay, yeah. So let's go next game. Okay, now it's a quest priest. Oh, not sure how good this matchup is. Okay, but looking at your hand. Okay, so actually a mistake in Mulligan here. So here you actually keep your pet collector because as you see, you already have turn 1 here. Okay, so just imagine your turns, okay? Turn 1, you're gonna play Baby Naga. Turn 2, you're gonna coin Naga's Pride. Turn 3, you're gonna equip the weapon. So your turn 1, 2, 3 is already done. And Pet Collector is the best turn 5 that we have. So all you're missing is the turn 4. So definitely I would keep the Pet Collector here. Okay, because you already have your early game. The early game is already done with these 3 cards. So just keep your mid game card here, Pet Collector, just keep it. It's much better than throwing this and like drawing one of your big beasts. Like if you drew one of these, it's just much worse. You should just keep a Pet Collector here. Okay, so slight mistake here on the mulligan. Okay, and then going into your play, you see Quest Priest. So honestly speaking, as a Beast Hunter, you really don't have to care much about your enemy's decks because your game plan is always the same. You just want to have your early game And then in the mid game, you want to cheat out your big beast, and then in the late game, you just want to finish off the opponent. Pretty much you want to do the same thing every game, so there's not much need to worry about what your opponent has. Which is good, makes it simpler. So go for the baby Naga here, perfect. And then turn 2 here. Oh, you drew the scribe. Okay, so yeah, the scribe does make things a bit tricky. So you went for the scribe. Then you went. Okay, okay. So here is once again just an error, I guess. I mean, I guess you were tempted by the scribe because it's 2 mana. But over here, the player would do is actually coin pride because that gives you the biggest board. And playing Beast Hunter, you don't really need to save the coin for anything. And like you know that the Quest Priest is a control deck. Okay, earlier I said that you don't really have to care about your opponent, but you do need to like understand some simple things about what kind of matchup is happening, like whether you are the aggressive side or the defensive side. Every different matchup, one person will be the aggressor and one person will be the defender, attacker defender. Okay, and in this case, the priest is always the defender. Okay, so being the attacker, right? And you know that they are control deck, so you need to know the thing with control decks is the later the game goes, the more unfavored it is for you because they're gonna get more stuff, more removal, more defensive options, and all that. You want to go fast as the attacker. So the biggest board you can display on this turn would be to coin pride, and then you push 3 damage here, so getting some value of the baby Naga's effect, and also having 2 3/3s on board instead of just having a 3/2. So this will guarantee you to have more output in the next turn. And being the aggressor against a control deck, you really want to expand your board as quick as possible. But I completely understand the mistake here because it's the 2 mana turn and you drew a 2 mana card. So it makes sense you want to play that, but really the correct play here is to coin Pride. Because that just pushes the most stuff. Okay, then turn 3, you see they don't do anything in the early turns as a control deck. And then, okay, looks like now you should play the Pride. Okay, and also tracking. Okay, so over here, honestly, it's quite a tough pick. I might go for School Teacher just because it's gonna fit your curve next turn. Although we also have Weapon, we could play Weapon on turn 4 as well. So going for Tavish is also a good option. As long as you don't pick the Swamp here, we'll be fine. Okay, you went for School Teacher, and then with this, you, oh, this is okay. This is not a good play here. Okay, so let me explain why. So right now you pushed all the damage to face, which is correct. And then here, there's no point in playing this Devouring Storm because look now, right? Now, let's say we ended the turn over here. Your board state is gonna be a 3/3, 3/3/3s, and a 3/2. He's gonna have a 3/4. Most likely, what's gonna happen? He's gonna trade this into one of your 3/3s, and then it'll be your turn. So he might play something, and then it's gonna be your turn. And that's a much better board to have than you playing the Devouring here. Pretty much you're doing his trading for him. So you're helping him get his Prince Renatal to trade away 2 minions instead of just 1. So playing Devouring is actually doing his job for him. And Devouring, the value you can get to get back return the minions, you don't want to get back these small Nagas here. These guys are just to help you get through the early game. And at coming to turn 4, turn 5, they've done their job. You don't want to get them back again. You want to get back stuff like the Saber, like the Pet Collector, just to get all the extra value after. You don't want to get them back, so there's really no point in playing the Devouring Swamp here. The Devouring Swamp here is a misplay, and you're actually helping him instead. Okay, but you went for it. Sure, then let's go in his turn. So he didn't have anything, he traded into the engineer, he plays that, doesn't have much, and then come back to your turn. So you see, so if you had done what I said last turn and not played the devouring, you would have lost a 3-3, sure, but you would have these two on the board and ready to do more damage this turn. Whereas now they are dead, and so pretty much you have 3 damage less. So like right now, imagine if you just traded the 3-4 there. Over here you have plenty of options. So he's gonna have a 3-1 and a 1-2, and you're gonna have a 1-3, a 3-2, and you have many options. You can play School Teacher, coin the Nagaling. You could play Harpoon Gun to trade into that 3-1, and then you'll just be pushing a lot more damage on this turn. Okay, let's see what you went with. So you played the Baby Naga again to activate the Pride, I think. Coin. Okay, so actually very strong turn here. Very good. Yep, very good turn here. And then you didn't trade that. Very good as well. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I have no issues with your turn here. Very good. Very good. Turn 4 here. So like ignoring the parts where I said were mistakes earlier, just looking at what you had and going into this turn was perfect. So very good. Got that play from me from last session. Very nice, yeah. So you managed to use your mana and the coin perfectly. Very nice. Developed into the strongest board as well. Good. So he just went on his turn. Okay, so Condemn can't really kill anything, only killed that one minion there. So also this is a misplay from him. He should trade one of these instead of that. Because it's not like you're playing Spell Hunter, so you're not gonna be able to buff it every turn, so yeah, but never mind. We don't let's not focus on his misplays. Okay, so coming into turn 5 here, you have two plays. It looks like either Scribe Harpoon Gun or School Teacher and Nagaling. Both plays are equally good. Okay, you went for the Nagaling one. So here, hopefully you pick Deadly Shot. And then you just attack with everything. Very good. So he just went with Drown. And then he had the second Condemn. Unfortunate. Back to your turn. Oh, this turn here is rough now, so you don't have much of a choice here. Just Scribe and Harpoon Gun, I guess. Harpoon Gun. So among these, kind of tough. I think I will pick Pet Collector because you still have your Saber. And then Scribe there. Okay, so this turn went perfect. Nothing to say there. Turn 7 here. You did get the Pet Collector. Very good. You made the right choice. And you went straight away, cashed in on the Deadly Shots. Good. Played Pet Collector. Didn't swing. Okay, so very good turn here as well. No mistakes. No mistakes. Very good turn. Played the Disciple there. And he traded. Then he played the Silence. Okay, so I guess that's what the Silence does is that now your Saber is rendered useless, but you don't really care because you're coming into the turns where you can just play your big minions anyway. So here you should trade the minions in that will die, and then you should have Pet Collector alive. Very good. Okay, here I don't really like this as a fail in play here because you have 8 mana, and it seems like you can just go Mountain Bear turn over here and into King Crush the next turn. And you can even swing and pick up your Revive Pet, and if you look at his HP, he's also dying, so you should really be thinking about that instead of playing Phalin and going into some unknown Colossals that may or may not be good. Like imagine if you played Phalin and then you went into all the bad Colossals, like now let's say you got Kolas again, the defensive one, which you really don't want at this point. Let's say you hit Ozumat or you hit the Nelly, which is really shit after the nerf. Or what are the other bad ones? Like Gigafin also won't be too good here because it doesn't do anything. It's not very offensive and stuff. So when you, instead you could just play the Mountain Bear right here, which is way better. It represents a threat, and you can just weapon and pick up the Revive pet, which you saw last turn, and prepare to revive either your Mountain Bear or maybe even the King Crush that you already have in hand, and it's already nearing turn 9 at this point. Okay, so I was fading here, misplay, but you swung, let's see what you get. So here, I guess you kind of lucky you found Krakatoa, which is a pretty offensive one. Hopefully you pick that one. And then also you kind of floated mana here, as you can see. And in fact, you see, he's at 5 health, so isn't it much better to play the bear, prepare for crush next turn? Like, bear is, it's a minion that is gonna stick. Very likely to stick. So yeah, I think bear will be the best play here. Like, he does have Najak, which really messes up, but I don't think you play around cards. Like, you don't play around one card in a 40 card pre-stack. So, oh, hey the Hexler, yeah, early this time. Nice. Okay, so but we'll see. So him drawing Najak here may actually make your play better because he can't Najak the Mountain Bear. But that would be coincidence. So okay, you just played that. Very good. You did pick the crab. Perfect. And then you send it in. Push damage. Push damage. Oh wow, it's so close to dying. And then he survived. Oh no, not like this. Yeah, so nothing wrong with your turns here anymore. Oh wait. Devouring some to get the King Crush back. This is questionable. This is very questionable because you could Devouring Swarm on the Najak to get your crab back. So, questionable if this was the right play. And also, no, I guess Pet Collector is useless since you don't have Saber. So yeah. But yeah, I can see here. So like as you can see, we've reached the turn 8, turn 9. And then even though you got very close, they are starting to get ahead now, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, and then they just come back, right? Yeah. So in fact, if you had went for the bear play here instead of failing, right? He would have played Najak and stole your bear for sure. But what happens is you actually end up top decking Devouring Swarm. So over here you drew the sorry over here where is it? Over here you drew the card that you dredged with the weapon, but you would have actually, if you played Mountain Bear and didn't swing with your weapon instead, you would have actually ended up drawing Devouring Swarm, which would have solved the Najak problem and would have given you back your bear, and you would be able to send King Crush to face on this turn 9 here. So, I mean, you never knew that was gonna happen, but in hindsight, you might actually have won this game if you had played the Mountain Bear. So, kind of unfortunate. But yeah, I guess that's all for this game. Like in the end, they always have all the stuff and they catch up. She survives and wins. The game went downhill from here, which brings us back to early mistakes. Yeah, so it's pretty much, but it's nice to see that from like turn 6 onwards, you usually you don't seem to have much mistakes in your play anymore, which is very good. So mostly it looks like we just need to refine the plays in the early game. Okay, let's go next. So we still have roughly half an hour. Sorry, we're kind of going a bit slow. I guess the games are kind of long as well. Okay, so this game against Mage. So Mage, there's either Big Spell Mage or Ping Mage, and in both cases, you are also the aggressor. So just to keep that in mind. In most games, you are the aggressor. You are defense. You will play the defender maybe in against rogue or against demon hunter. These kind of more aggressive stuff. Then you're the defender. But most of the time you will be the attacker as beast hunter. And Mulligan here, perfect. Throw everything away. No Naga to activate this, so we don't want that. Perfect. Okay, let me start with this hand. Looking good. So turn one. Oh, what a good top deck. Pro player top deck right here. Baby Naga, perfect. And his turn, he does nothing. And your turn, let's see, do you do that right combo here? Oh, over here you forgot the combo. Over here you forgot the combo. So you should have. So once again here, I mentioned this the last time already. Coin, Scribe, and then Biscuit, which will give you the biggest board. You managed to do it, right, Murloc Shaman as well. Murloc Shaman actually, that one is, yeah, full Murloc Shaman, you also be the defender. That's right. Yeah, so you managed to hit the combo last game, but this time you forgot the Coin Scribe combo here with the Biscuit. So your play should be Coin, Scribe, and then 1 mana Doggy Biscuit. Okay, so you missed that, which means you missed playing the Scribe on board, which is another mistake in the early game. Yeah, you missed the 1 mana tree too, basically. So, but we did go through this in the last game, so in the last session. So I guess kind of unfortunate you forgot, but sure, let's not dwell on it. Okay, and now this turn looks like just Baby Naga and Scribe here. That's what you do. Okay, perfect. Then turn 4. Okay, nice. Looks like just a Saber. Okay, let's see how you trade it. Okay, very good. No mistakes as well. Oh, you played the coin here. Wait, but why did you play the coin here? Okay, so I understand I told you not to keep spells because you realize it's big spell mage, right? But this is not the turn. Okay, they don't have coin. You have the coin. So it's turn 5 for them, and they can't get the thing out at turn 5. It's a 6 mana thing. The sorceress here is 6 mana, and this is going to turn 5. They don't have coin, so you don't have to toss your coin here. It's not the time. So, and also, even if you were to toss the coin here, you should have tossed it before you attack with your Nagas because you kind of missed 2 damage here. So you misplayed the coin and you missed 2 damage. But yeah, I guess good that you remembered me saying to toss your spells, toss the cheap spells away against the big spell mage. But yeah, not the right turn. He's at 5 mana and he doesn't have a coin. They will have a coin if they played the mailbox answer, but right now he does not have the coin, so not the right turn to toss the coin. Okay, there goes his turn. Our turn here. So looks like we're playing Okani. And okay, now is the right time to toss Devouring Swarm. Okay, very good. Yeah, no issues with this turn. Yeah, this turn went perfectly. Then he plays Dancer, which you blocked. Okay, block minion. That's the right play as well. Then he played Apprentice, cleared your stuff, and then back to your turn. 6 mana, play Tavish. Perfect, no mistakes here. Hang on, hang on. Actually, hmm. No, actually, I would say here, Tavish is actually a mistake. It's a mistake because you drew Hydralodon. Okay, if you didn't draw Hydralodon, Tavish was an alternative play. But because you drew Hydralodon, it became a mistake. Why is that? Because you played the Saber here. Where is it here? You have a Sunken Saber in your deck now, and so as here. So your beasts, right? What beasts do you have? Hydrolodon, Mountain Bear, King Crush, Saber. These are the four beasts you have in your deck. So our Sharon Saber is gone, is replaced with Sunken Saber, but pretty much same thing. You drew Hydrolodon here. What does this mean? This means that when you play Breeder, you have a 100% chance to hit your Sunken Saber. Because the only beast you have now without the Hydrolodon is Saber, Mountain Bear, and King Crush. Just these three. So you would 100% discover Sunken, and then you would be able to play the Sunken, go into this 3-5, and then pull out one of your big beasts. If you pull out the other Sunken, just send it in again, and then it will pull out the big beast. So because you drew Hydrolodon here, Breeder is 100% Sunken Saber. This is the best play. If you didn't draw Hydrolodon, then I would say you could play Tavish, because it's not 100% guaranteed for Saber. So maybe Tavish would be like an alternative play to that. Although I would still try for the Saber here. Okay, because there is a minion to rush into, and you have a good chance. Like even if you didn't draw Hydrolodon, right? It's still gonna be like a 3 in 4 chance to hit your Saber, and it's the Sunken one. And the Sunken one is gonna pull up the stuff, so it's gonna be very good value. You're gonna be able to cheat out your stuff here. Oh, I'm coaching. Yes, Hexor, I'm coaching a bit for tonight before I'm gonna play the ladder. Yep. Missing that turn 6 Breeder play is very understandable. Yeah, I guess it's not the most obvious thing. And I didn't really have a chance to cover this in the earlier sessions as well. It didn't come up. But yeah, so I guess a new thing to take note, yeah. So over here best play is actually Breeder into the guaranteed Sunken Saber instead of Tavish. Okay, but moving on. Okay, you went for explosive to clear. So I'm also hoping the other secret is Ice Trap. Yeah, I'm hoping big Ice Trap here. Because it's big spell mage and Ice Trap really messes them up. Hopefully you went for that. I won't be able to see. Okay, then you got the board clear there. Oh, unlucky, found Balinda. 10-10, okay, and then this turn, so it's just gonna be Hydrolodon. Yep, perfect. And then he's gonna try and play the cheap amulet. Ice Trap, perfect. So you're doing everything completely right here. In fact, this is gonna go back into hand, right? And it's gonna cost him 12 mana. This will become a 12 mana, it'll become unplayable. It's actually quite funny. Like, Ice Trap actually makes it go past the 10 mana limit. Yeah, so very nice. So you get to push so much damage here. Harpoon gun. Oh, here harpoon gun. Okay, so here there's a combo. So you can harpoon gun, and then you can hit the saber, and then you can breeder into the saber. Oh, you went for the king crush again. Um, understandable that you want the king crush next turn, sure. Personally, I would have went for the saber, just to get the. I mean, on the discover here, I would have went for the saber, just to push in. Maybe I get a king crush right this turn. Maybe I get the other saber. Maybe I get the bear. All will be pretty good, and then I'll have a big board. But you went for the king crush, going for the next turn swing. Understandable, understandable. Then he played the hero power, then all go face. Yeah. So not really a big misplay here. Perfectly fine. His turn, he goes for the rune. It's gonna be RNG. Aftermath is he got a secret, and you have nothing. So here, okay, you went for the Sunken Saber. I would say this is a misplay here because this means you're gonna float the rest of your mana, and you can just play King Crush and send it to face here. I don't see a problem with that. Yeah, here I would just play King Crush and then deal the 11 damage. Sunken Saber just wastes too much of your mana, so I don't like that. You went sunken, you traded that, pulled out the bear. Hero power halfer, you swung. Among these, I would say I would pick actually tracking, because I'm kind of looking for revive pet, but school teacher is also a decent choice. Okay, so now he goes for the amulet. He gets a taunt, kills your halfer, plays pelican, snow flurry. What did he freeze? Oh, he didn't freeze any. Okay. Okay, you went for teacher. Wait, did you miss lethal here? Okay, I don't know what the secret is, but you could have missed lethal here because I would have just gone King Crush, okay, and then tried to play Devouring Swarm on the Drake, and then if it's not counter spell, we just have lethal. So that's what I would have gone for. So you went for this instead. Mount these, I guess aim shot and arcane shot is the same. You kill that. And then he ends up clearing your board. And then you just have King Crush lethal. Oh, so you won this one. Okay, nice. But yeah, I would have tried the King Crush already over here. Because we knew that it's not freezing. It's also not so we knew that it's not the armor. We also knew that it's not. Oh, I guess it could be counter spell. Oh, it is counter spell. Oh wait, sorry, my bad. My bad. Okay, so we knew it was counter spell for sure, right? Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, okay. So you knew it was counter spell for sure. You already knew it was a counter spell from your plays, right? Because here this one checks for the elemental, and then going to face here checks for the armor, and this one also checks for explosives. So yeah, I guess it's counter spell for sure. So yeah, so in fact, if you had picked tracking, it would have been lethal here. So if you had picked tracking, you could play tracking to proc the counter spell. Then it would have been King Crush, Devouring Swarm into that, and then lethal. But I guess it's one turn late, so it's not really a big issue. And yeah, I mean, once they get the mage to low health, if they don't find the evoker, they just have no way of getting armor, and then they'll just die. And at this point, you're just super healthy. So yeah, okay. Let me know if you have any questions with this one. Otherwise, you'll go for the next game. Oh, a mirror. Exciting, a mirror. Okay, so here you decided to throw everything. Once again, pet collector is an optional keep. Okay, going first and without coin, it's very understandable you want to hard look for the Nagas, so no mistakes here. And then this is your hand, okay, so it looks like turn 1. Okay, so this is not right, okay, you don't trade the biscuit here when you can just play tracking. Yeah, like for here I would just play tracking. Like why would you trade the biscuit when you can just play tracking to look for exactly what you want? His keep of collector is correct. Okay, because he's on coin, right? So it does give a bit more of an allowance to keep a 5 cost card. So it is not wrong. It is not wrong that he kept collector. But on your side as well, it is not wrong either that you threw collector away. What would you want from tracking? So over here, you could just tracking. Maybe you want to get your scribe. Maybe you want to get harpoon gun. Maybe you want to get baby naga, and then you could play it next turn as well. Or you could just look for, maybe you can look for a saber, maybe you want the second pet character, maybe you want a gun. But I think it's much better just to play the tracking instead of just trading the biscuit. Because tracking gives, like, for now you don't have a turn to play. Tracking gives you a higher chance of finding a turn to play than trading the biscuit. And if you miss on tracking, you can just trade the biscuit next turn anyways. Whereas if you trade here, and then you won't be able to tracking next turn into scribe, for example. If you're tracking into scribe next turn, you won't be able to play scribe. And biscuit draws you your next card. Tracking gives you discover from 3 different options, so there's just a higher option with you heard me tell really need to play biscuit on that turn. Oh. Yeah, so tracking here on turn 1 will just give you the more options, so you have a higher chance of finding a turn 2 than trading the biscuit. Yeah, like here, see, so exactly, this is exactly what happened. So you found the scribe here, and you could have tracking for the scribe, and then played the scribe on this turn, but instead you were left with this, and then you get Baby Naga and play Baby Naga. You see it now, okay. And then, unfortunately, his hand is much better than yours, and he's bullying you with the early game. And your draws is super shit. Nothing we can do about that. And he's just, okay, this is just very sad. So here you are praying for a deadly shot. Shell shot, actually not pretty good. Hopefully you pick that one. Coming into game 5. Okay, so he knows what he's doing, see? He coins the pet collector, see? So that's where, this is the card you want to play. So the opponent knows what he's doing and is having the time of his life, just beating down on you. And on your side, you're just drawing all the wrong cards, every turn drawing the worst cards possible. Very unlucky. And you went for pet collector, yep, no choice. That's your best play. And then his turn, he's just playing on curve, beating you down. Your turn here. Okay. Yep, not really have much option. Go for school teacher. Praying for another devouring shot. But with aim shot here, so I guess you can go aim shot and then play both Nagalings. Okay, this one is weird, yeah. So going for shell shot first is fine, but over here you should just kill the tree too. Why would you do this and leave both on board? This one doesn't make sense here. So this one with this one should really just go here instead of going to the 5-4 and making a 5-1. You should really just send it here and reduce the output he has. So I don't really understand your play on this one. Maybe what you want to do is make it trade better, but really your aim now should be to protect your health here because you are dying. You miscounted. Ah, okay, okay. Miscount damage. Sure, then. Honest mistake. No worries. Then him, he's still, having so much fun just beating you down. He's got his sunken. Da da da. Then you're dying here. Okay, and now looks like it's gonna be a mounted bear play, just to protect your face. Mountain bear, then trade this maybe. Oh, you went for Tavish. Interesting. I don't like going for Tavish here. Yeah, I don't like going for Tavish here. You really need to be more defensive on the board. Like instead of you could even play Hydrolodon here and clear the whole board. Wait, no, cannot Hydrolodon because he can kill you with the weapon. Okay, so not Hydrolodon, but I really have gone Mountain Bear here because Tavish doesn't give you a board, so So I guess it went for explosive here, and then this one maybe went for freezing. Let's see. Then you get the trades off. Okay, went for the value trade there, trade that. Okay. So here I guess so tracking last is bad, but if you're gonna play Tavish anyways, then I guess tracking wouldn't be able to improve your play. So no issues about playing tracking last here since it didn't matter. Okay, his turn. Yep, he picked his sunken. Oh, you went maneuvers. Okay. 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 So his play here was a bit strange, but let's not focus on him. Your turn here. Looks rough. I would say you have to play Hydralodon here. What I would do here is I would play Hydralodon, trade these two, and then just send these. These two are inactive. Yeah, so just play Hydralodon and trade these two. You went for the amount. Okay, so let me explain the reasoning. So this is gonna pull out a big minion. You're not gonna be able to deal with the big minion with what you have. And 5 health, he has 2 hero power. Oh wait, what? Oh wait, my bad. Sorry about that. Okay, my mistake here. I got so confused with the hero powers. I kept thinking that his hero power is the same as yours already. Okay, yeah. So okay, you're right here. No issues here. There's only Mountain Bear here. You love my comment. Okay, yeah. So my mistake. Yeah, your only player is Mountain Bear. No mistakes. I keep forgetting the hero power. That's 2 damage. Yep. And then he just gets through, and then yeah, we can't come back. So I guess on the whole, not really many mistakes here. Your draw was rubbish, and his draw was amazing. So yeah, slight improvement that you could have done on this turn. It wouldn't have helped. You would still have lost this game, yeah. But it's just a slight mistake doing the trading instead of the tracking. You would still have lost, so wouldn't have mattered this game. But apart from that, I don't see any mistakes. This one you said you miscounted, so yeah, no other mistakes in this game. Just this one, and it wouldn't even have mattered this game. So okay, let's go next. Another mirror. Uh-oh, looks like it's so popular. Okay, here. Okay, this is definitely. I don't know what is this mulligan. This is very, very bad. So we never keep breeder. Okay, never ever keep breeder. Breeder sucks as a turn 2 drop. You only play it when you have no choice. So I guess here you kind of forgot everything we went through before and went back to. Oh, you like breeder versus hunter? Why? Do you have an explanation? So you can have more bees? Mm, I guess what you mean is you want to have more value, but it it's just not right. Like your game plan every game is pretty much the same. Like you just want to play the early game, you want to play the small nagas, and then mid game you want to cheat out the saber, and then late game you're gonna have your big beast. So I understand you're saying that you want more value, but you can't play the big beast now, so there's no point in keeping the breeder. Yeah. And also you see 40 cards? No, never mind. Yeah, so what you should have just kept scribe here. This is just wrong. It should just be a scribe keep. Okay. Okay, now I traded the biscuits, correct. Peasant. Control out enemy. So here you'll be able to play Breeder, and hopefully you're devouring some that. You didn't. Oh, okay, very bad here. So yeah, ignoring your mistake in Mulligan, moving on up to here, you should 100% devouring Swamp the Peasant because okay, we broke yeah. So you should 100% devouring Swamp the Peasant because Peasant is a high priority target because it draws cards. Drawing a card is 1.5 mana of value, and you don't want to give him that value anytime you can avoid it. Peasant always high priority target. 100% you should have devouring swarm to kill it. Okay, but understandable. Like, I guess starting out, you don't really understand the value of cards. Like, um, like peasant, I guess, especially for more beginners and stuff, you wanted more value from the swarm. Okay, okay. So it's great that you have an explanation for your play. So like you're not like a complete beginner just doing whatever. But yeah, so peasant is a priority target because it draws cards. So drawing cards is usually very bad. You don't want your opponent to draw cards. Like you should have been able to tell when I was playing the peasant on the rogue. Every time I get peasant down and it survives, I'm very happy because it draws cards. So it's really a big priority target. So just keep it in mind for future. Like any cards that help them draw cards, like this one, is a big target, and you should kill it immediately. So yeah, moving on from there. Wait, he traded it. Okay, never mind. Let's not focus on the opponent's play. What a weirdo. So here. Oh wow. So here is looking very bad. hmm So this play, I would actually play Naga Sprite, even though it's not activated, because it just gives you a bigger board. And just having the 3-2 is not cutting it. So what I would do is play Pride, and then I would swarm the Peasant. Once again, because Peasant is priority card. But I'm guessing, okay, good, you played Pride. And unfortunately, once again, the same issue, you didn't swarm it. But it's the same mistake as before. But I'm actually very proud here that you actually played the Pride instead of going for the Scribe to activate the Pride and stuff. That would have been a misplay. So very good here that you played the Pride on this turn. Very good. Okay. So as you can see, so opponent, right? See, look how he breeding. Look how he plays the breeder and he picks the saber. See? So this is what I'm telling you. You always want to pick saber in the early game. You pick the big beast in the late game. Your turn now. So you have saber here. Saber, trade peasant. Perfect. Then now turn 5. Oh, your hand is always pretty rough. So it looks like it's tracking. Oh, pet collector. Did you pick that? Very good. Picking pet collector. And playing that. Swing. Okay, yeah. Over here, this time you don't swarm. This is correct because these are not priority targets at all. It's just one attack, two attack minions. You don't care about those. So yeah, good job here. Okay, he goes for his saber. And now you get your pet collector to pull out the sunken. Trade into this his saber. You got the polar bear, very good. And here you don't mind that much. You can just send the oh okay, turn 7, yep, Hydrodon. It's correct play as well. And then he just gives up at this point. Okay, so that's really good. So where were the mistakes? So I guess this game no mistakes. It's just that you didn't know that you should actually always kill the peasant whenever possible because it's high priority. Other than that, no mistakes at all. Very good. Nice clean game. Mm, yeah, and I guess I'm playing the breeder here. The options, either of the seven drops were fine to pick. As long as you didn't pick King Crush, you will be fine here. So yeah, no mistakes apart from not killing the peasants. Okay, I think we can go one more game. Okay, I assume you gave me the games in. Oh, you actually do always kill the peasant. Value of the swarm. Yeah, you're being too greedy with the swarm. Especially you even have two in hand that game, so you're just way too greedy with the. So yeah, I assume you arrange them in order, just like before, right? So I'll just go through this one, huh? So this will be the last one. It's gonna be past the hour soon, so we'll see. Oh, this is only six, maybe one more. So let me know if you want a different one gone through. Otherwise, I'm just following the order that you send me the replays. Okay, here no issues with Mulligan, very nice. Decent hand to start with. Oh, Murloc Shaman. Here you go. So this first Murloc, this will tell you that up, it is Murloc Shaman, it is not Control Shaman. So this time we are the defender. Okay, so when we are the defender, some plays are gonna look different. Okay, like right here this turn, right? Already misplay. It would not have been a misplay. It's a misplay because we are the defender now. So this is gonna be pretty good. So over here, right, the correct play, okay, correct play is actually coin, scribe, devouring swarm to kill this guy, so that we have tempo on the board. And then on turn two, they won't be able to kill the scribe, and then we're gonna be able to buff it with the biscuit next turn. Okay, so once again, the right play here, because we are playing defense now against Murloc Shaman, coin scribe, devouring swarm, the tide caller. To get a value trade off, we're gonna have a 3-1 left over, and then we're gonna be able to doggy biscuit the scribe next turn. Okay, so we only make this kind of plays when we are the defender, see? So when you're playing defense, you want to get the board. Because once you have the board, the attacking side they can't attack. You need to attack with the board. So if we have the board, they can't attack. So we want to snatch the board tempo as soon as possible. And this coin scribe swarm play here is perfect for doing that job. Coin scribe and devour, that's right. Okay, and then next turn, as you can see, next turn he just played this, right? To do 2 damage. And then, like I said, if you had done the right play, you would have been able to biscuit. You didn't trade biscuit, you were able to biscuit the scribe and then trade into this guy. You would become a 3-4 and then value trade into this guy once again, still maintaining the board. It should be very good. Whereas now, as you can see, his board is growing and yours is not, and you're starting to lose tempo, and you will only be able to regain that tempo come turn 5 when you get to play a pet collector. So here you just go for play you make, just scribe. Okay. So as you can see, he sees the chance, right? And he's going big. He gets the value trade now, and he is pushing you. Now your turn is just awkward here. So you don't want to play coin because you have the saber and collector into the next turn, which is why you went for pride. Totally makes sense. And then now you're devouring swarm. As you can see, it's kind of late now, right? The damage has been done. That he's having bot tempo now. You are not having tempo. Okay, and you coin out the lionfish, which is correct here because it's gonna be turn 4, turn 5. It's not gonna be anything different. So best use of the coin is right now. So this play here very good. Completely right play here, I would say. And then moving on, he plays amalgam. He finds a rush, he gets tempo again, you get the saber, you get the trade off. Okay, and then I guess unfortunate for him, you managed to survive to turn 5, you got your huge tempo out, and then he just gives up. Yep, because they don't have a way to deal with the Hydrolodon. Mario's biggest play is not using default hunter. So you still won because you got the tempo swing back from the pet collector, but it would have been a much easier game had you done the right play here. So a very key play here with the coin scribe devour. You only do this because you see that he's aggro Murloc Shaman. He becomes the attacker, you become the defender, and that's why the play kind of changes. Okay, if he was actually a control deck, okay, let's say if you were the attacker here, right? Then your plays, trading the biscuit and then playing the scribe, and then if you were the attacker and he was defender, zero mistakes in your play, zero. But because in this particular case you are the defender, he's the more aggressive one, so it's just this key turn one here that you couldn't have known. But yeah, so just take note in the future, this turn one is key here. So even against let's say if he was also a hunter, right? Let's say it was a mirror, and if this one was the baby Naga instead, you would also have done this play. Okay, let's say in a mirror, you would also have done this play. So anytime they're kind of attacking deck, you would do this play. Okay, that first play would have been yeah. So you see how good it is. Okay, so I guess we can go one more. Let's go one last one. Final game here. Is that a warlock? Oh, rare one. Okay, so same thing. Yeah, we don't want to keep breeder. Okay, I won't hop on it. Same thing as before. Oh, nice hand. Double harpoon gun. So breeder, please pick saber. Okay, so this one you mentioned earlier that you didn't realize that you should always pick saber in the early game, so same mistake. Coins Phalin. Okay, very good play, very good play. So good job on the inside on coining Phalin because we want to play harpoon gun after Phalin. So very good here. Then harpoon gun, trade, swing, options. Ooh, all beasts. So we're coming into turn 5. He doesn't have the coin. Wait, no, coming into turn 5? Yeah, 5. No, he's coming to turn 6. Okay, so over here, I guess, yeah, the best pick would be Gluck. The best pick would be Gluck. Because of turn 6, right, against a Warlock, you're afraid of 2 AoEs. Abyssal Wave. Tamsin is the same as Abyssal Wave, because it's 3 and 4 damage. You just dodge Abyssal Wave, 4 damage. And also the Customer. So these are the 2 AoEs at turn 6 that you want to play around. And at the end of turn 4 here, it's looking like you're gonna have the board. So picking the crab might not be the best plan because you also have another swing on your weapon. So crab would have been the worst pick here. It would be either Nelly or Gluck. And going to the next turn, both picks are kind of okay. So you go for Gluck if you think that he doesn't have the customer. Otherwise, if you think he does have customer, you go for Nelly. So both picks are fine here as long as you didn't pick Krakatoa. Okay, also because Krakatoa is kind of it's like a swing card because you have the 2 rushes, right? And you get to hit 12 damage on the same turn, so it's kind of a tempo swing. So it's better played as a reactive card rather than an active card. So it's the right thing to not do here, not to pick Krakatoa because we have the board at the moment. So come his turn here, he clears your stuff, not much. So right now you just play Gluck. You did not play Gluck, okay, so very big mistake here, huge mistake. Huge mistake here. So 5 mana, you just play the big beast that you just found. Let you see the choices. Yeah, so here for sure it's the breeder is the wrong play. Completely wrong play here. You just want to play your Gluck. That's why you fish it out. You're gonna play your Gluck. So I don't know why you played the breeder here. Do you have any is there a reason to play the breeder here? Were you like thinking of like getting more value like before? Is it that same mistake? Ah, okay. Okay, yeah. So that's not how you get more value. Like you can just get more value anytime. Like this is just not the play here. 100% the play here is Gluck. So very big mistake this one. But your choices is correct. You picked the right minion from the breeder, but the breeder play was wrong. Yeah, actually a huge mistake here. It should actually cost you this game. Okay, then you play Gluck after. And then, oh, he has the outs now to get rid of this thing. Feed you with curses. Now he's not afraid. Okay, you play Hydrolodon, no issues here with the turn 7. Oh, okay, mistake here, right? Why do you send the tail in instead of using both of the heads? So this is kind of weird. I think what you're thinking here is that you can't generate extra hits, so you wanted to make space on the board. But that's just not right. Just it's okay if you just trade with the hits and then you miss out on generating one hit, but it's okay. I mean, it's just better to send the rushes here and then just send these to face. There's really no point in trading this one. Who cares if you miss out on the hit? Okay, it doesn't matter. I assume that was what you were thinking of. Yeah. Okay, so you should just send both hits in. It doesn't matter that you miss out on one hit revival. Okay, then his turn. Yep. So as you can see, control deck reaching turn 8. They're starting to have all their AoEs. Okay, then playing crab here, correct as well. The reverse, the tempo thing, which I mentioned. Okay, here you don't hear about. Here, just play the scribe. Okay, just put the minion down. Like, why will you prioritize the hero power over the minion? So just another slight mistake here. Then moving on. Yep, they seem to have all their removal stuff. Then once again, the big removal. They have found it. Here you concede. Oh, it's not over yet, but you conceded. I guess you felt a bit hopeless here. But yeah, I would say the big mistakes here. Once again, the mulligan. And then over here as well. Not playing the Gluck on turn 5. And then also not trading the hit because you're afraid of a full board, which shouldn't be an issue. And yeah, and the late game is just gonna get worse. I wouldn't have conceded. I would have still struggled to try and win, but it's completely understandable that you felt a bit hopeless here and conceded. Okay, I guess that's it for this